Rod Mawhood's weekly Niagara Sports Report radio show is on the road today. We're at Olee's Food and Ale House in St. Catharines for breakfast to celebrate the show's second anniversary and raise funds for an important cause, the Niagara Peninsula Foundation for Children.
Now, the Niagara Sports Report with Rod Mawhood.
Olee's has been a sponsor since day one on the Niagara Sports Report. Jerry DiPietro also owns Pizza Jerry's. He's a great community leader, supports a lot of causes, not only sports, but other charities across the region. And about 13 months ago, I sat down with Jerry and I said, I want to do a first anniversary show and I want to do a fundraiser. And he says, Rod, I have the perfect thing that I want to support, the Niagara Peninsula Foundation for Children. We kicked off last year's. It was rammed in here, and we're hoping we get the same kind of outpouring today of support.
Well, we started last year. It was just a way to help out the people. Like we raise our funds, we donate back to the community, and it was Rod Mawhood's idea, and we're just going to keep rolling with it. He's a great guy, so it's always good to help out people.
It's the second annual, so how did it do last year, and what are your expectations for today?
Well, we were really surprised. We ended up making $2,500 last year, and everything went just fantastic. And people said to Rod, said to myself, said to Jerry, can you do it again? Do it again. So we've got high hopes for today. And again, all that money raised today goes right back into the community.
Let's talk a little bit about the Niagara Sports Report.
Ben Harper, welcome back to the Niagara Sports Report. Akil Thomas is the captain of the Niagara Ice Dogs. Akil joins us today. He's a Stanley Cup champion. I caught up with Vince on Friday.
It's hard to believe that I've won a Stanley Cup at such a young age. I didn't really think it would happen.
What were you thinking the show was going to accomplish?
You know what? Tom McConnell, the assistant program director at 610 CKTB, approached me back in September of 2017. He says, Rod, we want you to do a local sports show. We ran a couple things by, and then I just said, let's try to do 4 segments, so 4 interviews every Sunday. The show runs live from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern, and then replays now on Monday nights from 8 to 9. And you figure 2 years in, we've got over 400 guests, over 100 shows, and it's amazing, Marty. You're a great community person, but to see the sports athletes and the coaches and the builders, not only locally, but provincially, nationally, and internationally, that represent the Niagara region, and to hear from those guests every weekend, I think it's very something special.
And you would clearly bring this passion and enthusiasm to your show. Where does that come from? Where did that candle spark for local sports? Just
growing up, my dad was in radio way back when, and I've always come from a sporting family. My uncle was a pro hockey player. My grandfather was a very good baseball player. You know, my mom was athlete of the year at St. Catharines Collegiate way back when. I played hockey at a fairly high level, got to have a cup of tea in junior B, and I've always wanted to give back. And I said, if I can't play sports at a high level, I want to be able to broadcast sports, and I've been lucky enough to do that.
Well, we're lucky to have you, Rod. Is this something, a show you want to continue for many years to come?
I hope so. I hope we're here in another 10 years, Marty, in Meriton, talking about the Niagara Sports Report.
The Niagara Sports Report plays a key role promoting local athletes and sports organizations in our community. Tune in Sunday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. on 610 CKTB to listen live, or the rebroadcast on Monday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. Reporting for The Source, right in the heart of Meriton, I'm Marty Mako.